Okay, can anyone pronounce this word, the word in blue, not the words in black, the word in blue? Can anybody figure out how that's sounded out? Okay, well, we know the first one. What's the first letter? That's alpha. Okay, so that's A. We got that. All right, what's this second letter? Gamma. So that's the G sound. What's this third letter that looks kind of like a Walgreens logo? That's O. So we put them all together. Well, that's omega, with the O sound. So we put it together. Go. Go. All right, and you'll notice that we do have a soft breathing mark over the alpha, which means there's nothing to pronounce but the alpha. All words that begin with a vowel will have a breathing mark that shows you if you put in the hard breath, like an H, or a soft breath, which is nothing. Okay? And go literally means I lead, or you can get more specific, I am leading. And and this just shows you already that Greek can do something we can't. All right? Because in our verbs, this is a verb, in our verbs, I can't just use the word, I'll just say run. Well, who is running? The word run doesn't tell you. But the word go, or I should just use the word lead. Lead. Well, what do you mean? You mean that I should lead? Is that a command for me to lead? What does that even mean? In Greek, it's telling you more than our verbs do. This is not only I lead, but this is present tense. I am leading. And it can be condensed down to just I lead. Oh, okay. Akuo. Oh, I wanted you guys to pronounce that. Okay. How do you pronounce this word? Hey, you're pretty good. Okay. Yeah, it's alpha, kappa, omicron, upsilon, omega. So we know from diphthongs, these two go together for an oo sound, as in Ruth. Oo sound. That's K. That's the hard O sound. So that's akuo. And breathing mark does not put the hard sound to it on the front, the hard breath to it. And that means I hear. Okay? Akuo. We have this affecting our language. Ever heard of the word acoustics? It's coming from this. A lot of what we have in our language is coming from the Greek. Acoustics, acoustics has to do with sound. Well, akuo has to do with, hearing. Epsilon, chi, omega. Epsilon, chi, omega. What's the epsilon sound? Like our E. Okay. The chi is a K sound, and the omega is an O sound. Echo. Yeah, it's a hard K sound. The key is a K sound. So it's echo, and this isn't like our echo. This is to say I have. Okay? I have. Now, luo. I did it again. Okay, so luo means I loose. To untie something, to loose something. And it also does have another meaning that does not matter in this. Luo does have a meaning of I destroy. Okay. But I loose. I'm untying something. I'm loosing something. Now, we come to verbs. Y'all probably know this one already. That is angelos, and it does mean messenger. That's what it means. In the Greek, it means messenger. Now, by way of context, is that a human messenger or is that an angelic being that has been sent with a message or sent with something he has to do? Okay, that it's going to be in context. But really, we transliterated this word, angelos, to angel, and it doesn't give you the actual meaning of it. The meaning is a messenger. That's the meaning of it. And of course, we've got to use the double gamma rule, which when you have two gammas together, you have an NG sound. It's not like having a double G in our language, which just still the G sound. Nothing's really affected. But in Greek, when you have the two gammas together, it is an NG sound. So that is angelos. Now, I've put up in red, up at the top, it is an omicron, and of course it has a soft breathing, or rather hard breathing. That is a hard breath mark on top of it, and that is pronounced ha. All right, and that is that is a direct article. The. Ha means the, and it also is the male masculine, showing that what it's referring to must also be masculine, and that is angelos is a masculine word. And so ha angelos literally means the angel. And now let's go to this one. Can we figure out what this one is? Okay, so let's do it one at a time. Alpha is A. What is that? Delta. Ade. What is that? That's a lambda. That's an L sound. Adel. Then what is that? Yeah, that's right. That is a phi. That's the fa, the F sound or PH sound. Adelphos. Adelphos. That's brother. Okay, that's, and once again, well, the last part of this word is going from Adelph. You have, that's the core of the word, or that's the root or the stem of the word. This adds some information to it. Adelphos adds information that this is brother and this is masculine. Okay, and it's also telling you that it's nominative. We'll get to that later. Okay, can we figure out what this one is? That's delta, omicron, upsilon, lambda, omicron, sigma. So how would we say delta, omicron, upsilon? Remember, this is a diphthong and it's the oo sound. So delta, omicron, upsilon is do, los. Do, los. And that means a slave or a servant. And on occasion, I put in scripture to show where you can find this exact word. 1 Corinthians 7:22. He who is called in the Lord while a slave. That is doulos. That is there. And I'm not doing it all over the place because it's work intensive. But at any rate, let's, so here we have, I need to show you that doulos also has that article, definite article, that is ha doulos, meaning the slave. All right, ha also has it's the same masculine. How do we pronounce this? Hey, karpos. Karpos is exactly that. That is fruit. Galatians 5:22, the fruit of the Spirit. De, or D, karpos, to pneumatos. That's the fruit of the Spirit. And all these are singular. They're not plural. All of these are singular. Now we come to this one. Ha. Can you figure out this one? Logos is the Word. In the beginning was the Word. In arche ein ha logos. That's in the beginning was the Word. And so, yes. Now, let's talk about for a second using a Koine Greek dictionary, just because we need to talk about this. Because you can find them online. You can find them, and using them online is much, much easier than ones that I use. Much easier than in a book. But let me tell you a small story first off, and it kind of gives you an understanding. Years ago, I had a friend. There was a song my friend liked, and he had the lyrics to that song. And the lyrics was in Gaelic. And he had no idea what the song was about. None whatsoever, because it was in Gaelic. And he decided, I am going to translate this. And I said, okay, great. And he went to the library and actually found a Gaelic English dictionary. And he began working. And I told him, I said, you know, there is something that may be a problem, and that is you don't know the nominative of the word. What you're seeing in the poem can be any form of a particular word, but there is what's known as the nominative. That's what is going to be listed in the dictionary. All right? You can have multiple forms of a word. It's coming off the same stem or the same root of the word, such as run, ran, running. Those are the same verb, but in present, past, and future tense. All right, if you don't know English, you don't know to look up the word ran. Or run, rather. You don't know to look that word up. And so I told him, I said, there may be a problem here because you don't know anything about Gaelic. And he actually discovered one word, and it could either mean sorrowful or dog. And he did not know which one it was. Well, you have to have the context for that. And that was it. That was as far as it got. Now, using Koine Greek dictionary. Okay, dictionaries don't list every possible form of a word. Dog is a word listed in the dictionary. Dogs, plural form, is not listed. It's not listed at all. All right, because that's a plural form. If you don't know that dogs is plural, and you've got to be looking up that word, you won't, and you don't know if you've got the right word or not. All right, rain is a word listed. Rained, past tense, that's not listed. And you need to be aware of this. Now, we looked at the word adelphos, and I just chose that word simply because. Adelphos has numerous, like any other noun in Greek, adelphoi, adelphon, adelphone, adelphu, adelphois, adelphe, adelpho. Then there's Philadelphia. Now, that's not the same word at all. I just wanted to show you that. It has the adelph in it. But that's a city's name. And it's brotherly love is what that is. I just put that in as a joke. But this is showing you the different forms that can be found, and it depends on what it is. You'll notice that the core, the root or the stem, is always the adelph, and then you have something added onto it, an ending, and the ending is telling you something. The adelphos up here is telling you this is masculine, single, and also nominative. You are naming something. He is a brother. I am naming, that is a name. That would be the nominative. Or he is the brother. He is the subject of the sentence, and that is what he is. All right, adelphos. Now, all of the endings are telling you different things. And I'm not going through everything, but adelphoi, putting the omicron iota on the end, that makes it plural. That makes it masculine plural. The adelphon, that's accusative, which means it's the direct object. If you ever, in English class, I forgot what grade it might be, that you had to go find the direct object. You were given a test and you were given a sentence, and okay, give me the subject. Now give me the direct object. Well, in Greek it's very easy because there would be an ending to it that's telling you it's the direct object. It would be easier for a Greek student to be able to do that. But all of these are different cases, different sorts of reasons that you would have in a particular sentence. Now, adelphos is brother, all right? Adelphe is what? Because something just happened. It's the ending. This is now the feminine version. Putting that eta on the end is now a feminine version. What do you think it now means? It means sister. Yep. Adelphos is brother. Adelphe is sister. Our sister Phoebe, or numerous sort of Tryphena and Tryphosa. Okay, you have Adelphe that is there. Now, let's look at the power of verbs, because there is a power here. All right, verbs, obviously we know that a verb is the action in the sentence. You cannot have a complete sentence without a noun and a verb. You can't. You would have an incomplete sentence that is there, but verbs are the action in the sentence. And so a complete sentence has a subject and a predicate, which is the verb. That's the action around the subject. It's what the subject's doing or what's happening to the subject. It could be either one. Okay? Now, we're just looking at Matthew 3 and verse 1. And it says, in those days came John the Baptist preaching in the wilderness of Judea. Okay? And this is the Greek text, and basically what, now their syntax is different from ours. And so this is going to read kind of clumsily. In now the days at that region came John the Baptizer preaching in the wilderness, and and this would also be the of wilderness, the of Judea. Talking about, and this is of Judea. It's in a particular type of case. Judaice is actually saying of Judea. And we have our subject and we have our verbs. Our subject is John the Baptizer, or John the Baptist. And our verbs are that of came and preaching. Okay, so we have to have a subject, we have to have a verb one way or another. And so here it is in English, John the Baptist came preaching. All right, so we've got that. Now, we're going to take the verb luo, which we see, you have it on your paper, it means I loose. Okay, and yep, this is a word that is found in the Bible. Somebody unties a colt, somebody unties something, that would be using a form of this verb. Now, luo is first person singular, present active, indicative. And it does mean I loose or I am loosing. It also can mean I destroy or I am destroying. And it depends on the context, like so many other things. It depends on the context. But this is first person, singular, present, active. All right. And so I've put this in different colors. First is person and number, so it's first person singular. The next is the tense. It's in present tense. The next is voice. That's an active voice. The next is mood, and that's indicative. We're going to explain all of this. Okay, so first person singular means this action involves me. If something's in first person, that means the subject is me. It's I, me, my. It's if you were to write a story in first person, it's going to be I did this, then I did that, and I did the other thing. Second person is you. Third person is Waldo, Joe, he, she, or it. So first person singular is it's me and I. Okay, so you have the tense. The tense is present. That is, the action is currently happening. When does it occur? It occurs now is when it occurs. We have the voice. It is the active voice. It means I am actively doing this. The action is caused by me. Now, the opposite of active is passive. Okay, let me just give you an example of active. The boy hit the ball. All right, that's active. The boy did the hitting. He hit the ball. Now I'm going to make that verb passive. The ball was hit by the boy. Now the ball is the subject. Was hit is passive because the ball did not hit itself. Something else acted upon it. And the ball was hit by the boy. The boy is not the subject. The ball is the subject. And the ball is that passive voice. This is active. I am actively doing this. All right? If this was passive, it would mean I am being loosed. With the active is I am the one doing this. Now, indicative, the mood. This is called the mood. It's the indicative mood. And that this is factual. This is taking place. And one would ask, why do you need that? Because in Greek, there is also this idea of subjunctive that talks about what someone may wish to do. I would like to loose that colt. All right? That's not actually taking place. That's a wish. That would be in the subjunctive mood. It's possible that somebody loosed that thing. All right? That is showing the possibility. Is it showing actuality? It is not showing actuality. It's showing the possibility. There's also the idea of an obligation. You need to go loose that. That's not showing that it's loosed just yet, but you got to go do it. All right? And it's showing an action that's not exactly done yet. Could be, but it's not done. All right? Indicative, that is factual. This is what I did. This is precisely what I did. Now, all of this is given by that last letter, omega. It's showing that it's person and number, that it is the tense, the voice, the mood. It's all being placed in there. Now, with this, you have the person first, second, and third, and the number singular or plural. All right, and you have this on your sheets here, but this is how it works with your verbs. All right, and this concerns that of present, active, indicative. We have this is singular, the singular case, and this is first, second, third person. Luo is I loose. Lues, you loose. Lue, he, she, or it looses. Okay? All of it's still in the present tense, but it's showing in the singular case of first, I did this, second, you did this, third, he, she, or it did this. Or actually, in this case, is doing this. Okay, and so Luke 13:15, Jesus is talking about who would not loose his ox on the Sabbath, and it is using the word lue here, meaning he. Who among you? It would be in the third person. Now we go from singular to plural. Plural is now we, you, plural. We'll discuss that in a second. And then they. So it's luomen is we. Luomen is we. Luete is you. And luusi is they. This is plural. It's still in the same present active indicative. All right? And we loose, you loose, they loose. Now, English is weak in several places. Probably more than I even realize. But guess what we don't have when it comes to this spot right here? We don't really have a word for you plural. That's why everybody, and I mean every speaking nation and culture, has to come up with their own version of a plural you. What do we say in the South? That y'all, which makes Jewel laugh. But you have to. Everybody has to come up with basically saying you all. All right? But we're not the only ones that have to come. Everybody has to come up with something, because what's wrong with you? Well, I could be talking about a singular. What's wrong with you? I could be talking with everybody. I've got to add something to it. So you have various sorts of things. I'm not going to get too far into it, but use guys, use putting an S on it to make it plural, use, yeah, of which that's not an English word. All right, everybody has to do something. Everybody has to do youans, you ones, is numerous, and so that's just a weakness in English. But in the Greek, they didn't have that, and so this is the plural form still of our word of luo. It's luomen, lueti, luusi. We loose, you loose, they loose. Okay, now we're just looking at the endings of the singular and the plural. And I used to make up a song for things like this. And it turns out there's too many songs because of the various things you have to learn in Greek. But it's o, ace, a, amen, eti, usi. Okay? And that just tells you o, ace, a, I, you, he, she, or it, amen, eti, usi, we, you, all, you, plural, usi, they. All right, and so this is the different endings that are necessary in it. And so just showing you how all this works together. We have the same root or the same stem going throughout it all, but the ending changes who it's about. Okay? And all this is, once again, in the present and indicative. And so now we're going to do the same thing with akuo, which means I hear. All right? It's very similar. I hear or I am hearing. It too is first person singular. The akuo is present, active, indicative. Now, so we have akues, you hear. Akue, he, she, or it hears. This is third person singular. And we're going back, this is second person. Akues, you hear. Akue, he, she, or it hears. It can apply to any of those. Kuamin, we hear. Akueti, that is you, plural, are hearing. You hear. Okay. Akuusi, they hear. And so we're using the same endings in this. So there's a consistency. There's a consistency that each of these endings is telling us who is doing this. Is it me? Is it you? Is it you plural? Is it we? Is it all of us? Is it somebody else? He has done this. She has done this. They did this. Okay, now we go to blepo. Blepo means I see. Okay, I see. And Luke 9:15, this is the blind man, says, I washed and I see. Kai inephamein, kai inephamein would be washed. Kai and, this is kai means and, kai inephamein, kai blepo. And he is saying, I washed and I am seeing. That's what he's saying. And so this is I see. Now we have blepo, that's I see. Blepes, you see. Blepe, he, she, or it sees. Blepamen, we see. Blepete, you all see, plural. And Acts 2:33, you now see and hear. Blepeti kai akuete. All right, so that's see and hear. You all see and hear. Blepusi, they see. And now it is time to translate. Are you ready? That's okay. I'm convinced you are. Okay. So, all right. So I have put down the singular and the plural. What is this? What's that word? You can look on your sheet. It's okay. It's a cheat sheet. Though it will help you. You're still going to have to put some things together in a minute. Yeah, I loose. That's what it means. I loose. Because it has the omega at the end, that means that it is first person I. I'm the one doing this. All right, so changing it up. Agomen. What is agomen? Okay. What's that? No. Actually, we have completely changed. I want you to see this is for loosing that lambda upsilon. Now we've got a completely different word. That's alpha gamma. Then amen we can see as that's an ending. That's telling us the person that has done it. But look up if you can what would have the alpha gamma on it. This would be a verb. Say it. Okay. What does it mean? No. Stop it with the loose. It's not loose anymore. We're on to something. We're on to a different verb. Aha! Yes, okay. You've got the right verb. The verb is to lead, but what is amen? Put the amen to it. If we look up here, we're going to see plural amen. That's first person plural. That's we lead. We lead. That's exactly right. We lead. Okay, so akues. Akues. What's that verb? Akuo is the verb. What does that mean? So actually we see in the singular second person, that means you hear. That's what that means. You hear. Okay, so we go to blepeti. Now, what does the word blepo mean? I see. Now we're changing it from I because it doesn't have the omega. We're changing it to eti. So what is blepeti? That is actually you plural see. Amen eti usi. I know you can't see this, but you do have it on your sheet. Anyway, you'll figure it out. Okay, blepeti means you as a group see. Now we go to ekusi. And you just need to look up echo. What is the word echo? What does that mean? I have. All right. Now we've made it now from echo to usi, ekusi, which we just look at on the singular side, on the plural side, and it comes to third person plural, so it means they have. They have it. Yeah, ekusi is they have. Okay, now let's just look at this. What is this word? Yeah. Okay, it does mean brother. What does this on the front of it mean? What is that? The brother. That's what it means. Now, in English, we have the definite article and we have the indefinite article. Definite article is the cat. So that means we're pointing out one particular cat. A cat. Well, that's indefinite. We don't know what cat that might be. All right, just any cat, I suppose. But a cat, that's indefinite. Now, in Greek, they do not have an indefinite article. They only have a definite article. When this is removed, then I suppose it would be indefinite. But it would depend on the context. It definitely depend on the context that we're talking about. But this is literally the brothers. Okay, now I'm sorry, that is the brother. I've now put it in plural with adelphoi. That is hoi adelphoi, because we've changed, because this has become masculine plural. This has to be masculine plural. So it's now hoi adelphoi, and that means the brothers. And adding omicron iota instead of omicron sigma, all right, omicron iota, it now becomes plural. It's now brothers. All right, thank you, everybody.